Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a freaking day this has been. Anyone else con- anyone else contending with struggle and stress? I don't know about you, but since this Aquarius full moon, I have been hitting every obstacle and every pitfall that you can possibly imagine in my life. I am beyond words in describing that. It certainly inspired me to come on today to really discuss the number one cause of stress and struggle in life, like I'm experiencing right now. So let's dive into that. The first thing I wanted to ask you is right down below. You can read it right there. It says, the other day while playing, I caught myself thinking about work. When I returned to work, it's the suspense of the slow scroll. When I returned to work, guess what I was thinking about? That's right, playing. Wherever you go, there you are. The simplicity of what I realized from this experience is that the most important thing for us to realize as human beings is the power of the present moment. In order to be fully present here and now, rather than then there in the past or in the future, worrying about the future, worrying about things that have yet to pass. It's just a figment of our imagination, our own personal nightmare. And then you also have the past, which is regretting all the past actions I've already taken. Like, how futile is that? Get over it. You screwed up. We all screw up. Now it's time to move forward. Let go of the past. Don't worry about the future. And be here now is what we are talking about today. This is the number one cause of stress and struggle is not being here now. In other words, and we'll dive into this a little bit farther, the term misalignment. I had a whole bunch of great ideas that I was going to bring to this live for you today. So you're going to have to bear with me in understanding that what I wanted to present, I was not able to. I had a million unexpected pitfalls, unexpected delays, familiar struggles that I need to start getting real about in my own personal life. If you've seen my lives before, you've heard me often joke about showing up late to the live. And again, is just another opportunity for me to get more real about where I'm just unprepared in my life. And I'm certainly not here now, because if I was here and now, I would take all the positive actions I needed to take to ensure that I was prepared here and now, instead of scrambling at the last minute, contending with unexpected things popping up. Basically, it's like everything that could go wrong went wrong yesterday and today. And I am starting to really reel. Can anybody else relate to this? It is unbelievable what's happening. Misalignment. Let's dive into that a little bit more. I'm using my old notes from last week. Didn't get a chance to get those geared up for you, but I did get a little bit of customization. So let's explore the number one cause of stress and struggle and how to overcome it. Me being a great example of that. I even have some of my stuff. Hold on. Yeah, that's about all the set decorating you're going to get right now is my little Tao pillow. The yin and yang right back there. Duality, folks, duality, binary. It's a real thing, whether you like it or not. When you're in a physical reality, it is dictated by relativity. That's what this whole symbol means over here. And of course, my screen freeze. like usual. Can't wait to switch over to Chrome. Hopefully my screen won't be freezing like it is. So I was just talking about the Tao pillow, right? This guy right here, that represents the duality that we are struggling with on a daily basis, folks. Up, down, night, day, happy, sad, success, failure, in, out. I could go on and on. Male, female, dead, alive, young, old. On and on I could go and explain life through the simplicity of this little symbol right here. Life is dual in nature. When we understand that, we understand the cause of struggle and stress is actually a misalignment between these two forces. That's what we're here to dive into and open up. I see somebody's on here. I welcome you to this live. Please jump into the comments over there, I believe, and introduce yourself. Let me know what brought you here and what inspired you to join us as we explore the number one cause of stress and struggle and how to overcome it. Okay, I'll dive into that in a minute, but a little bit of housekeeping, just quick stuff. If you could, please show your support by following, liking, and sharing. Anytime you gain value while watching this live, drop me a hashtag #FoundFun down below to let me know what to deliver more of in the future. That's how we can communicate. If I say something that particularly impacts your life experience, please, please, please share that with me. Let me know by dropping a hashtag #FoundFun in the comments, and I will look back at where in the video that was to better understand what is resonating with my viewers. I super appreciate it. All right. I'm not going to ask you to come on here for no payoff of your own. Obviously, the first and most important payoff ought to be your own personal interest in overcoming stress and struggle. Secondly, if you're here today as an acknowledgement and to express my gratitude and appreciation for you being here live, I am offering a complimentary taste of a present moment perspective. The simplest way to get this gift is to join my private Facebook group. I will drop a link down below. I can do that right now, actually. All right. There it is. And it should pop up. Yes, it did. Nice. So if you look in the comments over there, you will see a link to my Facebook group. That is the easiest way for you to get a complimentary taste of a present moment perspective. Now, for some of you, you might not even understand what it is I'm offering you. That is, to me, the greatest gift I could give any other human being. And that is a first-hand experience of the present moment, of being here now. Now, I'm tired of being nice and beating around the bush with the people that have the courage to tune in and hear me speak the truth about what it means to be a human, the fundamentals of being human. So I'm going to say it point blank like this today, which is, if you think you know what the present moment is, you don't know jack. If you think you know what it's like in the present moment, you don't know jack. Why am I saying that? Because thinking and the present moment cannot coexist. Yep, that's right. Being present is not thinking. Thinking is not being present. They cannot coexist. Now have I got your attention? Intrigued? All right then, join my private Facebook group. Drop a hashtag fun or a hashtag done in your introduction. Yeah, I haven't quite put this together, but when you join my private Facebook group, I would love for you to introduce yourself and what drew you there. And that would be the perfect time to drop a hashtag done so that you can alert me and let me know that you're a new member. In fact, I'm all over the place here, folks. You're going to have to bear with me. Hashtag new. That was supposed to be what I would like to see in a introduction post in the private Facebook group. If you want to just keep things simple, look, right over there is the link to my group. Go join my group, come back here and drop a hashtag new, hashtag found fun, whatever you're inspired to drop there to alert me that you took the action to receive this awesome gift. It is truly life-changing. Anybody will attest to that I have walked through this process. If you happen to be somebody that has had the opportunity to have a firsthand experience with me, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Let me know what it is you're doing. And then now I need to get this thing off, but I can't. It's blocking my... No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let's see what happens if I do this. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get this thing off of my screen so that you can see. Nope, that did not work. Thank you, BeLive. You're the best. Yeah, I'm using BeLive, a third-party streaming software service. I have spent over a year learning how to use it. It still has a ton of bugs. I've been providing a ton of feedback to BeLive so that they can get their act together. It's really important, that feedback. That brings us to, the importance of also being present with your reality. Your reality is communicating with you 24/7 through many, many channels besides verbal, emotional, energetic, vibrational. There's a lot of benefit to being present when you want to tune in to what's going on around you besides the obvious, if that makes any sense. All right, back onto this. I'm just going to keep that up there so that you can be aware of what it is we are diving into. So definitely join my group to get that complimentary. There is simply no better place to operate from than the present moment. 100%. And the only way you'll ever know that is if you give yourself a firsthand experience of the present moment. Don't do yourself the disservice of saying, I already do that. I already know that. That's your ego talking. The true self, our highest self, is always curious, is always open, it's always flexible, it's always learning and growing. If you don't find yourself always learning and growing, that is a red flag that you might be operating from your ego. The ego is fixed in time and space. It doesn't really evolve too much. We evolve our ego a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it pales in comparison to our true self. That is kind of like one of the first realizations you will have is there is a night and day difference between living up here, thinking about life, and living down here in your heart, feeling your way through life, intuiting your way through life as you see fit. Fabulous. Okay, moving on. Who am I? Who is this guy besides stressed out, struggling to be here on time and prepared? I am this guy, also known as Morpheus. For you to better understand who I am and how it is I can serve you, consider me the Morpheus to your Neo. If right now you are waking up, and I'm not talking about woke, that's a whole other subject matter that we won't get into today because awakening is an ongoing process. There is absolutely nothing that makes sense about woke because it's past tense and evolution never stops. Being aware and waking up never stops. So that's what I have to say about woke. My name is Keith Volpe, and I am the Morpheus to your Neo. If you find yourself itching for answers and ready to crawl out of your skin, quite frankly, because there's a part of you that just wants to grow exponentially right now as the rest of creation grows exponentially right now. Lots of movement happening right now. If you can relate to my experience, I just want things to slow down because it's moving so fast. It's like on a merry-go-round that just won't slow down and it keeps speeding up. Can anybody relate to that experience? That is the actual practical value of the present moment, of a present moment perspective, is it gives you a place to ground yourself. You know how sometimes when things are like when the room is spinning, you want to like grab something solid, right? To find your footing. If you played one of those games where you spun around a lot and then tried to do like an obstacle course, your natural tendency is to just stop and regain your balance, regain what you lost in that experience. That is the best way I can describe without giving you a firsthand experience of a present moment perspective. That's the best way I can describe it, is it's the ultimate grounding experience. Gives you a place to stand so you can be like Archimedes, who said, give me a place to stand and a lever big enough and I will move this world. Well, the lever is your willpower, which you also cultivate and grow in life through trials and through challenges and through asserting your will, but asserting more what's righteous, not self-righteous. This is a key difference between living from the ego and living from the true self. The ego always wants to be right, even when it's wrong. So there is a big difference that we can't really address fully here today between self-righteous and righteous. As best as you can, simply put, being righteous includes others. Self-righteous just includes you. So it might be right for you, it might benefit you personally, but it might not benefit anybody else. That would be a good example of what's self-righteous versus righteous, which is inclusive. It is considerate of others. It serves the greater good, right? Sometimes we have to do things that personally are uncomfortable, but serve the greater good. This is kind of what they tapped into when they tried to get us to do things that we intuitively felt were not in our best interest. They started to try to guilt us into serving the greater good. You need to do this thing. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Let me hear from you over there in the secret code, if you know what I'm talking about. Hashtag Ovid. Anyway, that's who I am. I am here to show you the way when you're ready to wake up and discover your true self. Simply put, I am enthusiastic about serving die-hard experts and entrepreneurs just like you, just like me, who are serving the greater good. If it's to be, it is up to me. The next chapter that we are stepping into as a race is personal responsibility. If it's to be, it's up to me. Gone are the days of waiting for mommy, daddy, a knight in shining armor, or a sugar mama to show up on the scene and fulfill your heart's desires. Sorry, no mas. If you're waiting for the government to step in and save the day, no mas. This is I don't know why I'm saying no mas. It sounds like I'm culturally appropriating. No more is really the point I'm making here. If you're looking outside of yourself for the solution to your challenges, your problems in life, you will not find them out there. They're in here. That is where we are all headed, and I'm here to support you in tapping in to your inner world. Life is an inside job. We create it from the inside out. You've heard this talked about. You hear other people talk about it. We talk about it collectively, but we rarely pursue this ideal of self-realization. Because at the end of the day, to be frank, we are scared shitless of what we will discover when we go down that path. We might actually discover that we are Superman or Superwoman, that we have capabilities that are superhuman. If you read any ancient Indian texts, Hindu texts, you will find that they very much believe in superhuman powers, that in fact it's through meditation, through regular meditation, that you attain higher and higher states of being. And that's what's waiting for us. So let me be the first one to encourage you here today to reach out to me, join my group, get yourself a firsthand experience of a present moment perspective so you can understand without a doubt the power of living and operating from the present moment. This is where we're all headed. If you're going to be a leader in the future, you're going to have the skill and ability to operate from a present moment perspective. If not, that merry-go-round is just going to keep getting faster and faster and faster until it flings you off into the universe. I'm here dead set on being real with everybody that comes on because we just don't have time anymore. A lot of people are already being flung off into the universe as we speak. More and more people are just checking out. Don't let that be you. Instead, see life for what it is. It's an adventure. It's a laboratory for you to discover your highest and best. It's a playground for your soul to attain its heart's desires. And when we start to live more in alignment with life, there is certainly less stress and struggle. All right, get off of there. Nope. If you are commenting, I cannot see my comments thanks to Be Live and its stupid congratulations on your upgrade thing. I'm going to have a talk with them about that. Let's keep moving on here. So please, by all means, whether you're here live or watching the replay. By the way, if you happen to be catching this replay, please let me know by putting a hashtag replay over there in the comments. That way I know that you weren't here live and didn't have the chance to ask me questions while we were live. If you put a hashtag replay, I will circle back around and make sure that all your questions got answered. And that's only because I just can't seem to see my comments over there. But I would love to hear, where are you from? Right? Everybody, where are you watching from? That's what that needs to say. I need to edit that right here because I noticed it last week. Where are you watching from? Because at the end of the day, even though we're here on social media, it's about connecting. It's about community, even a virtual community. But that's real humans really connecting. And one of the ways you can do that is by introducing yourself, just like I ask you to do when you join my free private Facebook group. Answer the questions and introduce yourself in a post so you can make friends with everyone else that's in the group and things can start to move. So start here by sharing where you're watching from. Also, I'd love to hear, what is your passion? Everybody has a passion in life, maybe more than one passion, but at least share with us one thing that you're passionate about that can help you connect with other people. Your passion might be somebody else's challenge, and they might just so happen to be here and see that you have a passion in, say, I don't know, accounting, which I can't stand. Well, of course, I'm going to reach out and connect with you because I want somebody who has a passion to do my accounting. That's why I don't do it, because I'm not passionate about it. Making sense? Great. I love it. Moving on. That is not at all pertinent. So we're going to go back up here to the title. And again, I apologize for not being as prepared as I could be. I'm telling you what, man, I can scream at the top of my lungs. That is the level of frustration that I am contending with. I am an Aquarius. We just had a full moon in Aquarius, and pretty soon Pluto is going to be in Aquarius. And from what I hear, it's not that much fun. Of course, I create my reality, so I'm going to create a different experience. Please. And yeah, that's partly why I'm flipping out today, because we just had a full moon in Aquarius 2 days ago. And I'm telling you, like, the stuff that's been happening to me, it's unprecedented. So I need to be super vigilant, or else that merry-go-round is going to fling me off into the universe, right? Okay. How do you overcome stress and struggle relative to what we are discussing here? All right. Well, clearly, as I already pointed out to you, it requires why is there more than one camera? So bizarre. If I turn this on, look at it. It's two Keiths. This is fun. And then what about this one? Is it three Keiths? No, that one's on. Anyway, we don't need two Keiths. One is enough. I can barely handle one Keith, let alone two. But hey, that's kind of funny, because isn't that where we started when we were talking about the Tao over here, yin and yang? It's those two things that are in conflict. In fact, let's play with this for a minute here, because why not? Okay. Let's see if this works. Nope. If I turn that way, then it ends up being facing the opposite direction. I was trying to get them to face each other. I don't know how to do that. Is there a mirror feature? Hey, what about that? What does that do? Hey. Hey, you. Wait, let me see. There's my two. There's my two halves right there. There you go. Hey, you. You are a pain in my butt. Everything that you do messes me up. No, you're a pain in the butt. No, you're a pain in the butt. It's the same. It's a mirror, so it's not going to be as cool. Anyway, that was fun. What am I really getting at here? Because we're not just playing, we're actually on purpose. Boom. If you saw me last week, I brought this up. Thank God I still have it on here, because it perfectly demonstrates the number one cause of stress and struggle in life, and that is misalignment. Not being here now, aka not being single pointed. What am I talking about? Take a look at that rope. Have you ever seen a rope that's frayed? At the end of that rope is 1,000 threads going in every direction. It's all over the place, that rope at the end. But then if you get closer in past the end, where the rope is more unified, you can see how being single pointed is really what Jesus was talking about when he said it's easier for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. That's the only way that parable makes sense. And it's known to have been mistranslated. That the Aramaic word in the original source material, which Dead Sea Scrolls, I guess, was an Aramaic word that may have meant camel hair rope, and they just put camel in there because they're like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it's impossible for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. Well, yeah, of course it is, but that's not very wise as a parable goes. Parables are so awesome. Like, if you really get present to a parable, there's so much information to be gained from that. That is a wise person when they can say so much in so few words. So try not to be this rope over here in life. When you can, be single pointed as much as possible. The easiest way for you to cultivate being single pointed, concentrated, being here now, focused, is by adopting a present moment perspective. It's that easy, which is super, super easy. Okay. So don't be the rope. Be single pointed in your life and you will accomplish more. Let's go with another analogy since I still have this beautiful picture to rely on. Think of like if you were a fighter, right? Now, when it depends on what your understanding is, but there is a way to punch. There's a right way and a wrong way. The wrong way will get you hurt. It could get your hand actually broken because it's not in its best form. That's the wrong way. But the right way put together becomes like a sledgehammer. And that's why it becomes very effective. But there's a right way to do it and a wrong way, just like life. The more concentrated you can be in your endeavors, the less stress and struggle you have to contend with. Stress and struggle arise from a lack of clarity, a lack of commitment, a lack of follow through. And it goes back to the original story that I started this whole thing out with, which was pay attention. Notice day to day, moment to moment, where is your attention? I was out playing. I was at the beach doing everything but working, trying to, relax and recharge so I could go back and hit it even harder. And here I am, quite literally in paradise because I live in South Florida, and there's a breeze and there's a beer in my hand and the waves are crashing. Am I drawing you a picture? It was paradise. The last thing I would have ever expected myself to deliberately do in that moment is think about work. Yet it still found a way. It still found a way to creep into my present moment. And the next thing you know, I wasn't at the beach enjoying myself. I was at work worrying about what I didn't get accomplished or what I had to do next week or next month or next year. There's always going to be something on your to-do list. Learning to manage your to-do list means learning to manage your attention. That's how you can eliminate stress and struggle in your life. Help me understand if this is resonating with you. Is it making sense? Wherever you go, there you are. Another term that is very common, well, not very common because I didn't know about it until I found it, was the grass is greener syndrome, which means that no matter where you're at in life, you're going to always look over there and be like, oh, that's better. That's better than here. Another way to relate to this would be keeping up with the Joneses. You just bought yourself a brand new car. Amazing machine just for you. And yet what happens? We start immediately noticing what are the neighbors driving? What are our friends driving? Keeping up with the Joneses is another form of not being present, not being here now. Another very common scenario, which everybody's mature enough that they can understand my intention in sharing this, is to provide a relevant example of how we take ourselves out of the present moment. One of the more common places this happens that you might not realize is in the bedroom, in intimate situations with your partners, whoever it is that you love and have a intimate relationship. Those scenarios are great to pay attention to, because you'll see, is your attention present with your partner, or is it somewhere else? You might be fantasizing. You might be thinking about a past experience with the same person. You might be thinking about your to-do list or what you need to do at work. You might be thinking about the last time and how horrible it was. There's a million places for your attention to be other than here, now, present, in the present moment. That's what happens to us. That's how we get derailed in life. That's how we get overburdened, stress and struggle. I wish I could explain this better to you, but the absolute best way I can explain this is by walking you through it personally, giving you a firsthand experience, walking you through giving yourself a firsthand experience. That's an important point, is it's a co-creation. When we get together, you're willing to have a new experience, and I will that experience to happen so that you can start to take on who I'm being more and more in your life, so that you can call and summon a present moment perspective on command when you need it. Not to share it with others, because sometimes it can be really exciting in the beginning when you see something new or you learn something new. You want to instantly be a teacher of it. And that's fine. That enthusiasm is a great thing, but you also need to use a little discernment in there. The most important thing, if you ever end up on a phone call with me, the most important thing to realize is the space I'm holding, the self-awareness I operate from, the presence I have cultivated is not the norm. I have worked for 2 decades to cultivate the self-awareness I operate from, the space I'm able to hold, which allows me to support people at a greater level. And the reason I bring this up is that you can hinder a person's growth by attempting to introduce them to a present moment perspective when you're not ready to be able to deliver that. And then they're going to be kind of like discouraged. They'll be like, oh, this is it. This is a present moment perspective. And then there's extra work involved in getting them to be open again. Don't know why I'm going off on a tangent like that, but it's a good thing to be aware of when it comes to this stuff. This is why you have an agenda, so you can stay on track and not be all over the place. Like I said earlier, the way to get yourself a present moment perspective, the quickest way, if you want to get it free, is to join my Facebook group. Which is right here. And every time I do that, I think it throws up a link in the chat. Let me know if you see that over there. Of course, obviously, the quickest way, the free way, is obviously joining my free Facebook group and then creating an introductory post, and putting in that post or in the comments somewhere #new to alert the other members and to alert me, so that I can reach out and gift you that awesome experience. Now, of course, if you are impatient and you want to have that on demand, the first step in the Found Fun Discovery method is a deep map assessment with a taste of a present moment perspective. What I give away complimentary to new members of my group is what I do on this call, except we go much deeper. And then we actually use that present moment perspective to do a little self awareness work using the map assessment, the deep map assessment. And that allows you to take that newfound experience into your consciousness so you can look and see what is it in my consciousness that is hindering me and limiting me, and what is it that I want to believe? What is it that I want to experience more of? Remember, it's an inside job. We create our reality from the inside out. And that is the whole point in this first most important step is the deep map assessment. So if you want to jump on that and get that, you can do it right away. Now, if the $350 seems like a lot of money, that's just where you are right now. I don't fault you for that. We all have certain levels of wealth consciousness. I don't have the highest level, to be honest. I wish I did, but I have my own limitations, just like every other human being, and one of mine tends to be around wealth consciousness. I got nothing to hide. I can be completely transparent with you that I'm challenged with lack. I'm challenged with being a miser and withholding. And, that's the value of self-awareness. Self-awareness is not about getting rid of anything. It's about becoming aware of everything. Only then can you responsibly start the task of cleaning up your consciousness and getting rid of what's not serving you and installing what does serve you. That's later. The first step is self-awareness. So I appreciate your patience. This is clearly not the... Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Yeah. So how do I take that off? I don't want that on. I don't want that on. I guess you can't see it. Oh, there. Beautiful. The technique that I use to get people to a present moment perspective is called new spotting. That is how we gain a present moment perspective. Just so if you were wondering, what is this? What is this? That way you know. And you'll recognize it when you see my invitation. Moving on, moving on. Who am I? What's your passion? Stress and struggle. Not being aligned with yourself. It's as simple as that. Take inventory, folks. I don't mean to use that word, folks. Take inventory and notice how often you are not here now. That's all you need to do at this point to realize the number one cause of stress and struggle. If I could be as simple as that, that's how I would be. Start taking inventory, noticing how often you are not here now, and that will answer the question. The number one cause of stress and struggle is not being here now, which also translates into misalignment. It's our nature to be present, to be here now, and when we're not, we're misaligned with our true self. It is our nature to have all of our heart's desires fulfilled. When we aren't present, that doesn't happen as easily. It still happens, just doesn't happen as effortlessly and easily as is possible. Miracles, that's what we're talking about here. Every time you're in an experience in life and you're not fully present in the moment, then that is the time for you to take inventory. Just make a mental note. Simply put, now put a hashtag or not a hashtag, put a check mark on a piece of paper. Start putting a check mark every time you catch yourself not being here now. And you'll start to see how often it is. And that's the first thing to work on when it comes to being more productive in life, more focused in life, more effective in life. The opposite of stress and struggle. Let me see. Oh, this is all about karma. That was a great live that I did on karma. If you have an interest in karma, then let me know over there in the comments, and I will get you the link to this live I did a couple weeks ago. It's pretty amazing. I really enjoyed it. Here, I'll show you real quick. Is this what it was? Yeah. No, that's not the one. I got all kinds of things up here on the screen. Forgive me. That's not, nope. Okay, I think we're gonna call it because I did not have my act together to present this as succinctly as I desired to do so. You know what? Let's play an accountability game. If you're here watching this right now, I'm going to ask you to hold me accountable. Next week, when I go live, I am going to be so freaking prepared that you won't even recognize who comes on. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Thursday. Catch me here for my live authority value video. I haven't even decided on the topic, but you can rest assured it will be something regarding the fundamentals of being human. Right here on my profile, my page, my YouTube channel, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. Until then, be aware, take care. And remember, the fastest way to get to where you want to in life is with a guide who has been there before you. Take care, my friends. I will see you in my new group. I look forward to scheduling those one-on-one first-hand experiences of a present moment perspective. Make sure you fill out an introduction when you join that group and put a hashtag new in there to alert me and everyone else.